We are live in Studio B with your day-to-day BYU sports play-by-play. I'm Spencer Linton alongside Jason Shepard. Shep, you know what time it is?
I think I know exactly what time it is.
It's time we welcome in the latest and maybe the best for last as far as the assistant coaches go on Kevin Young's basketball staff at BYU. He is John Linehan. John, welcome to BYU Sports Nation.
Thank you for having me. And I would say it's probably the best for last.
Spoken like a true lockdown defender, right?
Exactly.
Could you lock down everybody on the staff, including the head coach, Kevin Young?
Well, listen, I don't know about that one. I mean, I saw Kevin in action, and he's pretty tough. But everybody else I got those guys.
Outstanding.
I'm fascinated by this story. Speaking of lockdown defenders, you and Kobe Bryant have a history. Explain what your history with Kobe Bryant is. Yeah,
we have a long history. We played together in high school, in AAU, and we had quite a few battles. You know, his team was Lower Merion and mine was Chester. And, you know, we have a long history in Pennsylvania, you know, high school hoops. And, yeah, we went toe-to-toe. And you know, the first year, our junior year, we got him pretty good. And his senior year, it was like all year, all summer, he focused on that. And they came back and they beat us in the state tournament. You know, but unbelievable player, one of the best ever to play. It was a pleasure to play against him.
And he had some very high praise of you
specifically
that he talked about. Am I correct in this?
He did.
Would you like to explain what that is? Because this is quite the feather in your cap.
It is. I mean, and it's something that's followed me, you know, my whole career. You know, he said that I was the best defender he had ever faced. You know, which is, I mean, it's mind-boggling still to this day that someone of that stature would say that about me. You know, but like I said, an incredible player, person, and just a competitor, you know. So for me to get that praise from him is quite an honor.
BYU basketball assistant coach John Linehan is on BYUSN, making his debut on the show. Safe to say you put a lot of stock in coaching defense, but how else do you see your role specifically evolving on this staff with KY and company?
Yep. Well, first of all, it's a pleasure to be on the staff, right? I mean, we have great guys on staff, a lot of different experiences. But, you know, obviously my role is going to help with the defense, you know, just getting the mindset, especially with the guards, to get out there and be hawks on the basketball and in passing lanes and things like that. But obviously recruiting and then player development. So, you know, Coach KY is huge on player development. You know, that's something that's carried with them since the NBA. You know, they're big on player development. So I'm going to have a huge hand in that as well.
How did this job present itself to you? When did you hear about it? What was the process, and why was it one that was intriguing for you to want to go after?
Right. Well, I've always, you know, followed KY's journey and his path, and you know, I was excited for him when he got the job. And Billy Lang, who was my head coach at St. Joe's the last couple of years, he and Coach KY are very close. So he talked to me about the position, asked me would I be interested in it, and I was like, heck yeah. You know, but I mean, the conference itself, I mean, being able to be with a coach like Kevin, like I said, talked about, you know, like I've spoken about the staff already, and then playing in the Big 12 is awesome, right? You know, but I'm excited about the opportunity, excited about the role, excited about the team that we have. You know, I think it's all going to be great.
How would you explain the culture of the staff right now? Because naturally, with the head coaching change, there are a lot of new parts, and you're all collectively together for the first time. So what's the culture of the staff like at this moment?
You know, it's awesome. We have long meetings, right? You know, just trying to, you know, some guys have never been in college, you know, so they have to, you know, understand the different rules and the way things are.
Yeah, and you probably play a bigger role because you have been in the game much longer than some of these guys.
Yeah, I mean, we have, you know, 3 guys, you know, Coach Burgess, you know, Coach Brandon, you know, we have more college experience than the other guys, you know, so we can kind of, we can't do those things, you know. But the culture is awesome. You know, it's great energy. You know, we're all in it to win, right? And to be the best, to produce the best product, you know, hopefully on the floor and win a lot of games. But the energy is awesome.
Let's talk about the roster. You and I were talking before the segment started on just how much excitement there is. And, you know, fans get to see, well, this projected lottery pick is now coming to BYU, and this top 30 players coming to BYU. When you look at this staff, this roster, what do you like, and what have been your takeaways on the roster so early on?
Well, the biggest takeaway is, I mean, we have a lot of talent, right? But what I love about the group is the core group of guys, Trevin, Dallin, Richie, they've embraced the younger guys, right? They've been great leaders. They're very talkative in practice and putting their arm around the guys and, helping them move forward, right? So I'm excited about that part. I think the basketball piece is going to come together. I mean, once we get everybody here and really get moving, they're going to buy into what we're trying to do, and it's going to be awesome. But I love the fact that the core group of guys is really coming together and leading.
Mawit Mag is a guy who has generated a lot of excitement because of specifically his elite level defending. How would you assess him as a defender at the Division I college level?
That kid can move his feet. He can move his feet. He's energetic. He's passionate about it. He wants to get a stop on defense, and he can guard multiple positions, right? So I'm very intrigued by him. I love what he brings to the table. So I'm excited about him.
He's no John Linehan, but he'll do, right?
He'll definitely do. He'll definitely do. But he can be special in his own right. That's what I love about him.
I realize this is new to you as well, but as you're out and about and talking with potential recruits and you're out there representing BYU, what has been the reception that you've received, and then obviously by you receiving it, for Coach Young and everything he's done, what has the reception been from people out and about what this program is looking to do?
I mean, everybody can feel the energy in the program, the direction that is headed. Everyone is excited about, Coach KY, leading the pack, and I mean, it's been a great buzz. It's been a great buzz. I'm in gyms, people coming up to me, man, you guys are putting it together. They understand, the level of recruits that we're bringing in, so it's been awesome.
Where does your recruiting pitch start to a potential signee?
I mean, if you're really serious about the game of basketball, if everyone talks about wanting to get to the next level, the NBA. If you're serious about that and you want to go to a place with no distractions, where you can really develop, this is the place, right? Everyone says they want to get there, but are you really willing to really do what it takes to get there? You know what I mean? So that's the opening pitch, and then we go deeper.
Can the honor code not be a boost in that specific conversation?
100%. The honor code is a positive. Maybe the competition uses it as a negative, but like I said, if you're a true basketball person, the honor code helps you.
You touched on the Big 12 earlier, and obviously, what an unbelievable opportunity it is to be in a basketball conference like the Big 12 conference. When you look at the landscape, and again, it's very, very early, what are your early impressions of this basketball conference, which by most accounts is considered the best in the country?
I mean, it's like I said, I'm excited about the Big 12. I was in the SEC, a few years ago, and I thought that was one of the better conferences in the country. But this, I mean, the last 11 out of the last 12 years, I mean, Big 12 has been number one. So I'm excited to go up against those, the caliber teams that we're going to face. So I'm excited.
How much is that part of it? Just the Big 12. How much has that helped or been part of the recruiting pitch? How important has that been, do you think?
It's very important. I mean, everyone wants to play against the best. Like I said, if you're a basketball guy, you want to play against the very best. So being in the Big 12, night in and night out, you're going to be competing against the very best. So we want the guys that are talented enough, but also competitive enough to want to be amongst the best.
John Linehan, BYU basketball assistant coach on BYUSN. How much did you know about BYU before you took or sought to take the job here in Provo?
I didn't know a ton. I mean, obviously, I've known players, from the past, Jimmers, and he's been awesome also. I mean, ever since I signed on, he's been, kind of communicating on Instagram. So, best of luck in Paris.
Let's go, Jimmer.
I'm excited for him. But I didn't know a whole lot, but it was great. The more research I've done, the more people I've spoken to, and everyone talks about the people. here at BYU, and it's true. I mean, the people have been awesome. The support has been awesome. So it's been awesome.
It's not a bad place to live at either. I see your Instagram posts, and you get shots of the mountain. Like, you're soaking this all in right now, aren't you?
I am. I mean, I'm enjoying every day of it. You know, like I walk out the gym or out my place, and the first thing I see are mountains. Right? It's beautiful out here. You know, it's definitely a destination.
Has KY convinced you to ride mountain bikes with him yet?
Well, I'm a rider anyways.
Oh, okay.
Not mountain bikes. I road bike. You know, so I'm a big road bike guy.
So what are some other hobbies? Take us off the court. When you're away, what are you doing? Like, family situation? Give us a little bit of background about you.
Yeah, well, I'm a big family guy. I'm here with my son, actually. You know, so I can't wait to be able to get out and do some, you know, outbacking stuff, get on a lake and do some jet skis. And like I said, I'm a road biker, you know, so definitely want to hit the roads and the trails and things like that.
Outstanding. Okay, before you go, naturally, we need to understand a little bit more, not just about McWhit Mag, but I'm thinking of John Linehan and you crowning certain defensive players. You mentioned the core. So, like, along with McWhit, who has impressed you defensively thus far?
Honestly, our group have the potential of being really good defenders. You know, so every day is someone else who shines, right? You know, Dallin, you know, he gets after it at times, you know, really pressuring Elijah, or Elijah, you know, gets after it at times, you know, pressuring the basketball. Mo is always going to be there. You know, Kaba's blocking shots, you know, but every day it's a different person, you know, so that's what I'm intrigued the most by, because we have a mixed group of guys who want to be good defenders.
I feel like we're missing an opportunity if we don't bring this up now with you. So we're going to do this right now. Are you aware of who Johnny Linehan is? And when people initially came up and asked about Johnny Linehan, did you what are you guys talking about? Do you know who we're talking about?
I know now. I know now. So I was in my interview with President Reese, and he was like, you know, there's a former football player named Johnny Linehan. Have you ever heard of him? I was like, no. So that was my first time, and then ever since I got here, you know, quite a few people have mentioned his name to me. I can't wait to meet him, though.
We need to make that happen. We really do.
He was a solid punter in his own right, but really? He'll tell you he's most infamously known for going for it on 4th and 18 and getting stopped immediately at the goal line.
Wow. Wow.
What yard line were they on, Jason?
I think they were on the 3.
The 3-yard line?
I believe they were on the 3.
Fake punt on your own 3-yard line?
He fake punted.
On 4th and 18.
Wow. I need to see that replay.
Here's the best part, though. Boise State was not able to get a field goal on the ensuing attempt, though. So, no points.
Or was it 4th and 19, Jason? It might have been 1 yard worse.
I can't wait to meet him.
Oh, good stuff. Hey, John, it's great to have you as part of the BYU basketball staff and here in Provo. When you come on the show, we typically have a tradition where we give you BYU Sports Nation karma that helps you in your life.
Okay.
For you being so gracious to grant you or grant us some of your time, you take the karma, go enjoy coaching, and can't wait to work with you moving forward.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
It's been awesome.